Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or nah primer review on the brand new Farsali $54 Skin Tune Blur Perfecting Primer Serum. This is a very pricey primer, as you can see. So I want to see what the hype is about and if this is worth a buy and if I would recommend this to you guys, because I know $54 for a primer isn't just like, oh, it's okay, whatever. No, it's a big plunge. I have used the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir and I really enjoy that. It's really good for people that do have more of that dry to normal skin. Very hydrating oils. It just works great. I was reading the claims on this Skin Tune Farsali primer, and it's supposed to be used as a primer before foundation, or you can even use it with your skincare. If you're somebody that has a skincare routine but doesn't have a serum yet, this is a good option. So this is supposed to be the last step before you begin your foundation, if you do use it with foundation. And also, let me read some of the claims for you guys so you guys know a little bit about it. It just says a silky tune finish. This is a multifunctional primer serum. It is lightweight, hydrating, leaves a soft powder-like finish, contains vitamin C to brighten, which is really important. I love vitamin C. I use the Ole Henriksen the Truth Serum, and it has that vitamin C, and it just has done wonders for my skin. It also has the mushroom-derived pora cocos to soothe and cucumber extracts to condition the skin. So achieve a smooth canvas for the makeup and a youthful look that lasts all day long. So it's really cool that it's kind of a multi-use product, because you're able to use it for skincare purposes and also for primer purposes. Okay, so now that we're up close and personal, I do have moisturizer on. I'm using my First Aid Beauty Instant Repair Cream, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take this. Ooh, this is a thicker, it looks thick. It looks like milk, as you can see. I'm gonna do it like the Instagram people do it. And then I think I'm just gonna begin blending it out. I smell the cucumber in there. That's supposed to condition the skin. It smells really good. The formula of this and the texture, I would say it's almost like a very like watery, like gel consistency. It's not as thick as I thought it would be just from seeing in the packaging. It's actually kind of more a gel-like consistency. So if you like that gel-like consistency, you probably will like this. Right now we're just gonna do it on this side because I want to see if there's a difference from side to side. It is sticky. It's feeling very sticky. Just gonna pat it in. My rosacea did flare up the past few days. I think it's because I was trying something new, but it's a lot better now. So hopefully this doesn't make it worse. And then we're gonna take some, so I just press it and then I get the product out. We're gonna take some on our forehead. I like how this doesn't run too much. You can see the consistency of it. It's very like creamy looking. But it goes on like almost moisturizer-like. I like this. I feel like for people that are more of oily skin and didn't really like the oils, the Farsali oils, because they do give you that very oily, like wet-looking effect. So I can understand why if you're oily, you maybe wouldn't like that. But this isn't like that. So when you put it on, it's not going to look oily. It's just going to like set, like it says in the instructions, a more powdery like finish. So it feels good. I feel like I need to come closer so you guys can really see it. But you guys can see the difference. With moisturizer, it does look kind of more oily. Now that I've applied the primer, it definitely does look a little bit more smooth and like it soaked up any excess oil, more of like a powdery finish. I feel like for me, it more so smoothed my skin than like blurred my pores a lot, because I can still kind of see some of my pores. But it definitely does look smoother, and I feel like the skin looks more perfected on this side than on this side, because I feel like on this side you can still kind of see my texture peek through. So we're just gonna be pumping it out like I did on the other side. I kind of like this technique of applying 3 drops. I like the consistency of it. And I like the fact that if you're somebody that doesn't like to wear foundation, you can still use this because it's a serum. So if you just are somebody that kind of wants to just give your skin a more perfected finish, and not even use it as a primer, you can do that. Because, I mean, you can see how pretty my skin looks. If I just went out like this, I would be happy because I feel like it did give it more of that like skin tune effect. It did kind of give me a little bit of irritation right here. I think this side is a little bit more texturized than this side right here, but I do kind of see it working its magic here. It just kind of is stinging a little bit around here. I don't know. That's what happens when you have rosacea. It's just very sensitive, so you have to be very careful when using products. Let's see if this side is still sticky. Yeah, it's still sticky. It's not really, really sticky, but it's definitely a little tiny bit, way less than when we first applied it, but I feel like it's because it's like sinking into the skin, it's drying, so it's going to start to not feel that way, but it does feel silky, almost like a powdery finish. So you can see, it definitely did make a difference here. I feel like it kind of smoothed a little bit of the irritation. It kind of made it look less oily than it did before. This, I feel like it kind of also reduced the redness a little tiny bit because I feel like it's not as red as when we first applied it. So today we're gonna be taking my Makeup Revolution foundation. This foundation I have been obsessed with. If you guys want to see my review on this foundation, I will have it linked up here so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But it's a really good foundation. I'm taking the shade F12. And we're gonna just start off on this side right here because this is the side that's already had the product on, that's already had the primer on the longest. And I'm just gonna start to see how this primer works with foundation. Okay, and I'm taking my Morphe sponge. I love applying foundation, especially after you do your eyeshadow, because I feel like the eyeshadow can look kind of crazy when it's just sitting without foundation. Okay, foundation is going on very, very nicely. Ooh, yes. Come through. Looks very good. And I feel like it's working really well with the primer because it just looks very nice and pigmented and it just went on perfectly. The foundation is a matte consistency, but I feel like the Farsali primer is giving it a really beautiful radiance from within, as you can see. The foundation is great, and definitely when you apply it, it gives off more of a matte finish, which I love because I'm oily skin, but I feel like this Farsali primer serum is giving it a very nice, like radiance from within, pretty glow. Not like a I'm oily glow, but just like a very, very healthy look. I want to see how it's gonna look once I look up close though, because that's also really important. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it definitely dries more of like a normal finish because it doesn't feel sticky anymore. It feels like a little tiny bit tacky, just enough to like grasp onto the foundation and make both of them like stick together so that the foundation doesn't go anywhere. The worst is when you have to like say you love a expensive primer, because then you have to like commit to it, just like I committed to the Tatcha, which is another expensive primer, and you're just like, oh my god, now I'm gonna be spending 50 whatever dollars on this religiously. But you never know. We're gonna do a full wear test because I want to see if this is going to also be a long wearing primer. But right now I like how it's blending. Also, in case you're wondering, because I did say I had a little bit of irritation on the cheek, I don't have the irritation anymore. It was just kind of like a, for like a slight second, it was just kind of like making my rosacea tingle a little bit. So I would just say, be careful, or if you do have rosacea, just be mindful that you may have a little tingle. I'm definitely gonna see if it continues through the day. This primer mainly consists of water, so it's a very hydrating one, which is good for people that are looking for that hydration without having that very like oily looking feel that the other Farsali oils give you, because I know that can be a hit or miss for people. Okay, so I'm looking at the foundation on this side and I feel like you can still see my pores a little bit. But I do have to say the foundation looks really skin-like with this primer. Like, it is working really good, and it just looks really healthy and moisturized and hydrated without giving off like this nasty like oily look or like too overly hydrated. It just looks good, and it also feels good on the skin. But I'm definitely seeing it blur out some of the imperfections. I kind of wish that it did a better job of minimizing the pores, because that's a big thing for me. But it's not bad where it's like, oh my God, you can totally see them. It's completely noticeable. But I have tried primers like the Revlon Photo Ready, which really does a good job of blurring out the pores. So if pores is a big thing for you, then you probably would love this Revlon. But if you're somebody more that's looking for like a soft focus, you want it to look really hydrated and your skin to look really healthy, then this is something you may be interested in, because I'm just getting those really like skin like healthy vibes, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and give you guys my first initial impressions. Okay, so I am back. I finished my face. I'm definitely seeing the results now. I feel like it looks really good on the skin right now. And I like that I still have that matte finish, but I also feel like it's a soft matte. Like, I have like this radiance from within my skin peeking through. It just is a really good positive situation. So I'm a big fan of that. I feel like it's going to be a good day. I feel like it's going to be long wearing, and I feel like it's going to last on my skin. Right now, my skin does feel very skin-like. It does not feel like I have anything on my face, which I always can appreciate, because I'll go to the bathroom or I'll go look in a mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I was wearing makeup, because it just doesn't feel like I have anything on. So I love those days where my foundation feels that way, and this is how it's feeling right now. What I'm gonna do now is carry on with the rest of my day. Right now it is 9:18 a.m. So I'll probably be back around 5:30-ish before I go to my SoulCycle class and take off the makeup for the day and see how it wears. So it's gonna give it a very long day for me to really test out and see if this primer makes it long wearing and makes it look very nice on the skin. So if you want to see my last thoughts for the day later in the evening on the new Farsali Skintune Blur Primer, then please go ahead and continue watching, because I know you want to know if this is worth $54. Okay guys, so I am back. It is now 5:30 p.m. legit like on the dot. I'm about to get ready to go to SoulCycle, but I wanted to give you guys my last check-in of the primer. So let's talk about this new Farsali Skintune Blur Primer. So I've been checking on it all throughout the day, and I do have to say that my foundation and like my skin, like everything's still in place. There is a little bit of areas where I noticed that it looks like you can see my enlarged pores, especially around this area. Everything else looks pretty nice. Like, I feel like the foundation's on. I feel like it's not rubbing off or anything. It looks nice and pigmented. But I do feel like it's nothing so different than all my other products. And I have to say that I think that the Revlon primer, the Photo Ready, is better than this Farsali. I just feel like this does a really good job of blurring out my like enlarged pores, also kind of making my skin look very smooth. I do feel like this does it as well, but I feel like this is just as good, and it's so much cheaper. $11 versus $52, I think that makes a big difference. The thing that I did notice that I liked about the Farsali primer was that I feel like it gave a really good skin-like finish. It made everything on top feel very lightweight, which I think is excellent. But I have to say that I feel like I have primers that really target what I like perfectly. Like, for example, the Becca matte primer is great for my oil. I feel like this is really good for my pore minimizing. The Tatcha is also really good for making my skin and the foundation look very pigmented, but also like smoothing out the canvas. So I really like those. I just feel like this isn't like the absolute best, but it's not the worst. I feel like it's just a good product. I feel like if you have already primers that you're obsessed with, I don't think you need to go out and get this. I feel like this is more so for somebody that is looking for more of a skincare type of primer, because it is a serum, so you're able to use this just on your bare skin. You don't have to use this as a primer. So if you're going to be using this as a multi-use product, then I think it's worth the $54. But if you're just looking at this to like be the best primer and solve all your issues that you're looking for it to solve, I don't think it'll be the best for you. But my skin does look pretty. I have to say that I feel like you are getting something out of the $52, But I just feel like if you have products that work, you do not need to go out and get this expensive ass primer serum. But overall, these are all my thoughts. I feel like for me, it's not worth it. I feel like that's a lot of money and I already have things that work great. So why fix something that's not broken? You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I think if you want to check it out, you should definitely check it out. Do a little bit more research if you're still on the fence. But I just feel like that's a lot of money for something that's not completely fixing the things that I wanted to fix. So if you guys enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Lets me know you enjoyed watching this type of video, my Worth the Buy or Not series. And also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to become a member of our family here on YouTube because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.